Okay, in economics, the second chapter is uh, sectors of Indian economy. Sectors of Indian economy. In large spectrum, that we can omit from here Indian, the sectors of economy. And on the position of Indian, you can post the sectors of Pakistani economy, the sectors of Chinese economy, the sectors of Bangladesh economy, the sectors of USA, the sector of England, the sector of Australia, any country. Because in economy, the first measurement which count all the goods and services is called GDP. In popular form, it is called GDP. It stands for gross domestic product. Actually, it is a tools like the thermometer. Okay, by using the thermometer, when we use the temperature of our body, when we suffering any fever or any cold symptoms, so like the thermometer, by the using gross domestic product, checked and measured the economy of any country, GDP. How we can measure the GDP? The definition of this term is all the goods and services produced within a country in any year. Here, the important thing is to understand the term of year means financial year. Financial year may be different, okay, may be different of different country, but in Indian context, our running financial year is, it starts from 1 April of every year and ended on 31st March of next year. Means the present financial year of India is 2021 means this financial year started from 1 April and it will be ended in 31st March of 2021. So it is very important to understand it. Now come on the topic gross domestic product. All the goods and services produced within a country in any year. When we say all the goods and services, how can you understand goods and services? देखो, अपने पूरे लाइफ में, अपने पूरे परिवार के लाइफ में जिधर भी तुम देखोगे, हम लोग दो ही चीज कर रहे हैं. ओके? या तो हम कुछ प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं या हम कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं. क्या कर रहे हैं? ओनली वी आर आइदर प्रोड्यूसिंग the goods, the services, or we are consuming the goods and services. Like here, myself, Krishna Mohan, is producing services for your benefit. But when we study, when we read the books, the newspapers, the journals, periodicals, and when we also observe the society, in that time, we were producing, we were consuming the services which are available in different books, different journals, different newspapers. So everyone who are engaged in any field of life, they are doing only two works, either producing goods or services or consuming goods or services. Okay? Now, every human beings are doing only two things. Either they are producing goods and services, or consuming goods and services. Okay? Now you may classify it these goods and services in sectoral classification. Okay? Our chapter is sectors of economy. Come on the topic goods and services. you may observe without knowing, without prior information of sectors of economy. uh, you are you are illiterate about the sectors, but you can observe in your surroundings about the produces or consumption of goods and services. Like, first, produces. When your father produced grains, okay, when your mother cook food for your family, goods, services, cook food, father or mother produces grains or cook food. When father produces grains, it is called the production of goods. When your mother uh, made food for you by the process of cooking food, this is called services. Similarly, when your uncle working in when your uncle run an industry, okay, employee, when your elder brother uh, engaged in a transport agency, or cyber work. Okay. Now classify these goods and services according to sector. The produces grains is called primary sector. Industries which transform the goods of primary sector, like grains, but we cannot take directly these grains. So these grains are many times crushed by making flour, by making rice, by making bread. These works are possible by the industry, and this sector is called secondary sector. Secondary sector. And transport agency, cyber work, and like so, these works are included in tertiary sector. tertiary sector. Okay? Understand? Primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And all the goods and services produced by primary sector, all the goods and services produced by secondary sector, and all the goods and services produced by tertiary sectors, the value of all the produced goods and services is counted in GDP. In GDP. First is called primary sector, second is called secondary sector, and third is called tertiary sector. Okay, understand? Very good. Now it will be better when you present at here. Then I will be make sure that writes the topic in written form, but this is not possible in this pandemic period. So when you come here and you will attend the class, I will try to write the definitions, write the development of primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sectors on this blackboard, on this smart board. This is not possible. And it is also not possible that I will dictate you and you will write this dictation in your notebook, because you are not able to respond to me in that situation. This is not possible. Okay, so try to understand on the basis of discussed topic, discussed these materials. There are three sectors of economy of any country: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And for your better understanding, you must keep in your mind that in primary sector included all the goods and services which are produced naturally, like the production of grains, agriculture, fishing, poultry farming, any kinds of farming, any mining work are included in primary sector, and the industry and associated their agencies, not industries, either large or small or cottage, is included in secondary sector, and in tertiary sector included all types of services like transport, like different any services, okay, which avail you by making yourself comfortable. Okay, so these all items will be included in tertiary sector. Okay, very good. After understanding of these classification of sector, one box given in your book, page number 21, examples of economic activities. Actually, here one thing is also important. Man is doing only two work according to economics. Man is doing only two works according to economics. Either work economic, only two types of work, economic and non-economic. Suppose when I am teaching you, and against this work if I get money, that work will be included in economic work. But this similar type of work, when when I respond in my home and to educate our child, this is called non-economic work, because against this work we are not availing any amount of rupees or money or anything. Okay, so any work by which we get some economic benefits is called economic activities, and second is non-economic activities. In classroom, many times our students frequently ask that, sir, अष्टजाम में या भगवान के पूजा में जो लोग पूजा करते हैं वो किस टाइप का वर्क है. देखो उसमें when the similar type of function where Pandit ji is doing economic type of activity, because according to our capability we provide him in the respect of our puja, our festival, clothes, currencies or other many things. So and another who are gathered here to take prasad or to take blessings of God or goddess are non-economic activities according to the economics. Okay, so in your book given table 2.1 in page number 21, and in this table you can see different types of work is given, and assignment is given to you that classify these examples of works according to sectors of Indian economy. These work may be input either in primary sector or in secondary sector or in tertiary sector. Same thing is entertained in another box under the topic of let us work these out. Classify the following lists of occupation under primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Okay, so comparing the three sectors. Okay, now I think it will be finished in some seconds. Okay, you have write down? Comparing of three sectors. Under this topic, we will discuss about, after understanding of sector, we will discuss on the role of primary sector, sorry, secondary sector, and tertiary sector, in our economy. Actually, the meaning of comparing the three sectors, all the three sectors, means that in GDP, when I write the role of primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector in our economy, and when we say economy, it directly associated with the term GDP. You all have understand it, GDP, and in GDP we count only the outputs when we say that either we are consuming or producing goods and services. Only we are doing only two types of work, two things, when either we are consuming goods or services, or producing goods and services. So the role of primary sector, the role of secondary sector, and role of tertiary sector in making GDP is different. Okay? Here, in comparing the three sectors, it is important to explain it on theoretical basis, on theoretical basis, and second on behavioral approach. Okay? On theoretical basis, these all two bases of the study of the three sectors in GDP we will discuss in next class. Thank you.